What's up, gamers? Welcome to GameStar Central. My name is Rob, and today I want to share with you everything you need to know about the abominations of the swamps of Valheim. Now, I happen to be in one of my favorite swamps right now, and any swamp is a great swamp to find an abomination. So let's go! Now, I had recently uploaded a video of me kiting an abomination through the plains and simply asking the question, how long can it last? And much to my surprise, this ended up being my most popular video to date, getting over 50,000 views in 1 month. With a video that popular, obviously the comment section was a busy place, but what surprised me was how many players in the comment section were asking the question, what the hell is that thing? Or some variant of that. There were so many players that had never heard of it or seen it, so I figured it was time to make a video breaking down what is the abomination, where can you find it, how can you kill it, and why should you? And that's this video right here. In fact, I hear one right now, right there. Look at that. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. We are lucky. Look at this. He's a little guy. He's not the biggest abomination I've seen, but... So they have 3 attacks. They have a slam, which they generally do when you get close to them. I'll try to get him to do it right now. Raise up and drop his body and does area effect damage, quite a lot of it. Second one is a swipe, that one there. And he'll try to catch you that mainly when you're on the run. That swipe will knock trees down and make a mess of the swamp around you. There he goes again. That's typically his ranged attack. And then finally his stomp. It's very similar to the slam, only as he raises his body to the top, he then raises up his front left arm and brings it down to squish you into itty bitty. Now, before we get into the combat, let's cover the basics. Let's start with, what is an abomination? Abominations are behemoths of undead animated wood that lurk under the surface of swamp biomes. Now, whether they're just waiting for prey or slumbering is unknown. But if a player gets close enough to one, the ground will begin to rumble as it awakens and breaks itself out of the earth to hunt whatever prey happened by. Now, its activation range is actually larger than its aggro range. So even though you may wake one up, if you don't feel like taking it on in combat, you can just take off running and get out of its range before it can ever see you. Now, once you do aggro an abomination, it is very aggressive and very fast in a straight shot. It's best to weave through obstacles, trees, and rocks to kind of slow it down as it has to turn and get around it. Otherwise, it can easily outrun a player. Now, once you have the gear and confidence, I recommend you just kill them. Upon death, an abomination drops between 3 to 4 guk, which is used to make the Draugr, which is currently the best bow in the game. They drop 5 root, which helps you build the root armor, which gives you a bonus to bow skill. And they have about a 50% chance to drop an abomination trophy, which currently is just for looks. If you decide to take an abomination on, or you aim to kill it, you have 3 primary strategies. 1, take it on head-to-head combat, in which case you need to be aware that abominations are resistant to blunt and piercing damage. So hammers, mace, and arrows are all poor choices to bring. The key here is to time your block so that you can get a parry. If you can parry the abomination consistently and then counter-strike regularly, you will make short work of the abomination. That is to say, a tower shield should not be your first choice, because typically you cannot parry with a tower shield. Watch the abomination's attack, and as soon as it begins to strike in your direction, block, and it should parry it, allowing you to strike back at critical damage. Although be aware, the stun time for an abomination is only about 2 seconds. So it doesn't stay stunned as long as most creatures. Be conservative with your blocking. It's okay to block a little early and miss the parry and also miss the damage, then try to parry at the last split second and not even guard in time and take a direct hit from the abomination. Avoid that at all costs. Abominations are, however, susceptible to fire damage. So fire arrows are a great choice, but if you have a fire geyser in the swamp, you can lead the abomination to it. They are as dumb as a box of rocks. He will stand on top of the fire and not even be aware of it. And then if you can manage to parry an attack, it'll stun him and he'll take critical damage every tick. Every single time that fire burns him, it'll be critical damage. You can shred an Abomination in seconds with this method. Easy loot. The third strategy is to kite it into other mobs that'll do the work for you. For those of you who are new to the term kite, that's to have it intentionally chase you, a controlled chase, to where you can take it where you want, which in this case is into the arms of another mob. Be careful with this strategy though, because sometimes the Abomination will surprise you and things won't end up as you assume they will. Look, Abominations can be intimidating, and your initial instincts may be to run when one comes near you, but these monsters are well worth hunting. If nothing else, just to gain access to the roots so you can make the root armor. But ultimately the choice is yours. All I can do is offer you the information. It's up to you to decide what you want to do with it, as it should be. But that's all I got for you today. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If nothing else, I hope it entertained you. I appreciate watching. Until next time, keep the game on, Game Stars. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya!